Welcome back to the Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast. I am your Tavern Master and host, Kyle, and we are back for Chapter 9 of Expedition Untold and the continuation of Hugh's story. Joining me at the bar tonight, she's recently become super busy in the game of life and did not make a super interesting intro, but she's currently interested in attending conventions and Renaissance festivals while in cosplay. Ballistikitty, welcome back, Ballistikitty.
Good to be back.
Yes, and you should come to Gen Con, as should everybody who's listening to this, because a lot of us will be there. So you should come.
I will try
as well. Our next guest is a technology lawyer, cyberpunk enthusiast, and part-time DM who puts AI to work every single day doing way more boring stuff than you're about to hear on this podcast. Welcome back, Mav.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Going roll for roll with the Croat Goat while recovering from post-holiday bloat, it's Landy playing Lad the Cleric. Welcome back, Landy.
That's so gross.
I feel so betrayed.
It's all love. It's all love.
It's a good thing I like you.
And lastly, everyone can see we're together as we drive on by. When we rock our jackets of leather, we look super fly. All the people around us, they ask, are Ben Seats his skin? Just let me state for the record, we try not to think about it when we slide on in. We are family. Hugh's got some new family. We are family. Shoot up and surge happily. Becca, welcome back, Becca.
Did you save me for last because you were kind of scared of the song?
Yes, I was scared of the song.
You did great. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Very
that
well.
was awesome.
Lost the melody
Yeah.
there for a bit, but we got it back somewhat.
Got it. You got it. It was perfect. Thank you.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's glad to get the family back together, as Ben would say. Ben is here too, I guess. It's weird that I'm playing a NPC that's like a player character with you guys. But anyways, let's reopen that book, turn to chapter 9, and continue the story of Expedition Untold. Roll the intro.
Previously on Expedition Untold. I did drugs. Wait, let me back up. So yesterday, I stepped out of another red ooze portal, and I found myself alone in Crowning AI Achievement. Have you read that book? It's really good. It's about 4 friends who save the world from a corrupted AI. Or at least it used to be. Just like in the other books, the red ooze has messed this story up too. Vyper, Lad, Ben, and Paolo told me that they actually failed at their mission, and Dasher exploded. The AI has taken over New Lisbon City completely. We're now on our way to New Lisbon to meet up with a group of resistance fighters that include Paolo's boys and Vyper's sister. I guess Ben's right. It's all about family. I hope mine's okay. But maybe it's best to not think about that right now. On our way to New Lisbon, we traveled through the old subway system. We knew to expect the tunnels to be filled with mutant animals and beasts, but were surprised when we were actually attacked by really big humanoid-looking ones. Something definitely has changed. Now we're sneaking our way across a huge, heavily patrolled bridge to get to the city. We just knocked out the drone patrols, and may need to rest a bit. Paolo kind of got whomped in that fight. Don't tell him I said that, though. I think that's pretty much everything. I guess time to get back at it.
As Vyper hacks into the first guard tower, it deactivates, along with the mechanical sentry guards manning the outpost. Along the bridge, you can see the next 2 guard towers and the massive artilleries associated with them all deactivate. Paolo, during the fight you injected yourself with grind, and need to make a constitution saving throw to avoid becoming addicted.
Let's see if he's got The Iron Stomach. 14 plus... What's my save? For con is +3 for a 17, which beats the DC of 16.
Excellent.
It's my boy.
But does Paolo shake for a second? Is that what I imagine him just shaking in place for a second as he tries to, gulp back the urge, the addiction, and is able to get past it?
For the several weeks of time between the collapse of New Lisbon City, the complete overtake by the AIs, Lisbon City going dark and their escape to their nearby refuge, Paolo had a lot of time away from the drugs and was able to kind of, get back to level. And so he's built up a little bit of resistance. He's built up a little, ability to resist the pull of the drug, in no small part because of Lad's ministrations. So he feels the tug, he feels the hook, sees him, his eyes go wide, his muscles, clench, and he's able to slowly unclench his teeth and let it kind of wash over him.
Well, you all gather together and climb into Ben Biofuel, into this electric Hummer that he had casted camouflage vehicle on, and so is invisible, and you all pile into it knowing that you should probably move quickly to get across this bridge while the guard towers are down. As you drive carefully on, you see the next 2 guard towers and associated AI sentries and Gatling guns deactivated. You pass the 3rd guard tower and see the final stretch of bridge before the city. You see the massive cityscape looming ahead, with skyscrapers taller than you can imagine. The cityscape is dark and smoke-filled and ominous. Ben slows down and stops. At the end of the bridge, about a quarter mile away, you see massive artillery, machine guns, laser cannons, and towers, all pointed to defend any invaders into the city, and are all active. You see movements of sentries all around it. Beyond the artillery, you see a tunnel, which leads into the city. Ben's voice comes on over the radio. All right, this is it. Mouse had said, we just gotta drive forward, and once he sees us, and we get close enough, he'll activate the EMP, shutting down the artillery. That means I gotta drop my invisibility and go.
I think speed is the way forward, man. If they can see us, the best defense we have to get to the point where his EMP is gonna work is that we get there fast.
Well, I still have my surge, and he jiggles his drive stick with the button on top, the green button.
Man, I don't know what part of that is, of you that is, but I'm not. You do it when you feel comfortable, man. I'm not gonna touch that.
Just don't worry about it. But
okay.
If shit hits the fan, one of you press that button, and maybe we can make it through. If this goes sideways, and we get obliterated by those guns, I want you all to know that no matter where we end up, if it's a quarter mile away, halfway across the world, or in another life, you'll always be my brothers and sisters. I live my life a quarter mile at a time, and if this is my final stretch, at least I didn't turn my back on those people inside that city.
Paolo pounds on the dashboard like, orale!
Ben revs his engine and takes off with a lurch, deactivating his camouflage. He drives forward fast, and you see the massive artillery take notice, guns all turning toward him. 4 massive machine guns start firing, and Ben is gonna have to make some dexterity saving throws. Paolo, you're in the front seat. You can help him with this, so you can roll as well as you have the steering wheel as you see these massive machine guns start to fire. Go ahead and roll the first dex save as well, Paolo.
I got an 8.
Luckily, Ben succeeded. The first machine gun starts firing. It hits Ben a little bit, but he's able to swerve and go sideways a little bit on the bridge and kind of do a little bit of a drift and keep going. He's still going to take half damage from this.
As the bullets like rattle through the car, through off of Ben's body, Paolo, like as he's like pulling the wheel into this drift to help Ben make it around the corner, Paolo yells over his shoulder, "Hey lad, it's gonna be important to keep him up. Maybe do some, on-the-fly mechanic work."
I was gonna ask, would this drive from our last point until now be enough time for me to cast a prayer of healing, which would be a 10-minute period, basically?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Yeah, as you guys were driving forward, you were going fairly cautiously. It's a pretty big bridge, so yeah, go ahead. And,
okay, cool. So that's going to be 3d8 for everyone in the car.
Oh.
That sounds amazing. We need that.
I'm going to go ahead and roll that real quick. Ooh, pretty good. 17 hit points for everyone.
Nice.
Very nice.
And that was before this part, so Ben's still gonna he takes 13 points of piercing damage as the Hummer.
He still had 3 temp HP from the dumpling, right?
Thank you. Okay, good.
And then, lad, do you have guidance that you could give him to like help with the saves?
I do have guidance. I'm gonna rub. I guess I'm not in the front, so I'm gonna rub my seat. Maybe find that weird mole and cast guidance.
Vyper, you're also on radio duty. You need to find a radio station that's playing Motley Crue's "Kickstart My Heart." So
Oh, okay. Before I look into something for that, I have a spell I would like to use if we had to go through another round of bullets. It's called Spectral Barricade.
Okay.
Want me to read out the description?
Yeah, sure. What does it do?
A glowing barricade that can deflect projectiles appears at a point within range. The barricade appears in any orientation you choose, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. The barricade can be up to 20 feet long, 3 feet high, and 1 inch thick. So the barricade does not block line of sight, and creatures and objects can pass through it. The barricade can be used as an obstacle to provide half cover. When a creature is within 5 feet of the barricade does not provide cover to targets on the opposite side of the barricade. So essentially, I could put up like a super temporary shield of sorts for us to pass through that just like blocks out maybe some projectiles, because it's called half cover.
So it gives you, it gives, if you're behind it, you get half cover?
Yes. It says it can deflect projectiles, so I guess...
Yeah, it depends on if it bumps the AC enough.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of information it gives on that, though.
I was gonna say, because we're like mixing mechanics here, because these are saving throws, but it's also like half cover would be an AC boost.
Right. Yeah. I want to see the spell, but that means I have to find the.
But Vyper would have to set it ahead of us, like in between us and the next.
Yeah.
I have a 30-foot range, so I could put it like 30 feet ahead of us, and and it said.
Just put it on his hood.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it moves with us, though.
If you attach to something, Ben is a car right now. So
how far away is
what's it called?
The
Spectral
Gatling gun?
Spectral barricade.
Could you theoretically put it like in front of the gun?
Well, I think it said that if it's within
30 feet
5
range
feet of something else, then it does not.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can cast this. It's gonna have an effect if you'd like.
Okay. I would love to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you cast a spectral barricade out in front of the vehicle. As Ben swerves and takes about half damage from some of those bullets, the machine guns are still firing, and you cast that out in front of him, this barricade. And so what this is going to do is he's going to be able to take either half damage or 0 damage from this next saving throw. So another dex saving throw as the machine gun rips into the shield, and let's see if he can swerve into the shield to kind of go through it, this spectral barricade, to provide that cover. So Paolo, give me another dex save to help.
I got
Ben.
a 10. I'm not rolling terribly well for Ben here.
Ah, shoot. So Ben swerves and he tries to get through that barricade, but he clips through half of it. And so the damage from the machine gun hits the barricade and hits him as well. So he's going to still take half damage, even though we both failed that one. So.
And you do have guidance. I don't know if that matters or not, if you were close enough.
Yeah, even with guidance, it wasn't enough.
Cool.
Calling an audible here on the D20 I'm using. We're swapping.
He takes 15 points of damage from that one, as it rips into the back end of the Hummer.
How's he looking? How can I?
He's a big Hummer right now, and it's like he's getting pelted with bullets, but it doesn't seem concerning much at all right now.
How far are we from the attacking
Pretty far.
things?
Yeah,
Pretty
you were a
far?
quarter mile when we started, and so they're pretty long range.
Yeah.
They have these zones pre-bracketed.
Next saving throw as Ben continues forward, and there's 2 machine guns left that are going to fire on him. So let's make another dex save.
With guidance.
Woo! Dirty 20.
Nat
Nice.
20.
Let's go. Let's go.
And so, let's see, the spectral barricade, I think that was a one-time spot. Like, you can't probably change
We would have
the-
left it behind, yeah.
would have left it behind. So he does still surges forward and does take half damage as it kind of, some of the bullets hit the front of his of that Hummer.
I can cast it again.
If you want to.
Paolo's like, no,
No.
man, I got this one. And he slaps the surge thing like for this last stretch. He's like,
Okay.
this is when Ben wants to go really fast.
Okay. And he takes 14 points of damage from that one. And then for this final one, you hit the surge, he boosts forward and flies forward. The machine gun is going to try and hit him, but again, he's going to be able to take either no damage or half damage from this if he, based on the saving throw. So go ahead and give me another dex saving throw.
I'm going to give that guidance again.
17.
With that guidance, it takes it over the DC of 18 on that. And as Ben surges forward, the bullets almost hit him, and then Lad, you just tickle that mole, and he just gets an extra jolt and moves forward, and out of the range of the machine guns. And Ben
Starting
continues.
to think this isn't a mole.
Ben continues driving forward, very fast, and as he's going, you see these 2 massive railguns at the end of the bridge turn and aim your way, and they start to hum with energy and glow with light. Tentacled sentries with red eyes swarm at the entrance of the bridge, like 40 of them. The railguns lock their lasers onto Ben, and a shockwave reverberates from the center of the artillery. An EMP goes off, and the railguns, machine guns, and sentries all deactivate. The sentries fall to the ground. The sentries, they're these humanoid figures kind of walking with big tentacles around them, all just fall down. And Ben surges through this end of this bridge. And he drives forward toward the tunnel. When in the street up ahead, just before the entrance of the tunnel, a hole blasts open in a burst of steam. A massive fleshy arm reaches out of the hole with a large body to follow. A mutant form like what you had seen before, but this mutant is massive in size, blocking the entrance to the tunnel. It rises up, a green monstrosity that stands on 2 legs, has 5 arms, a few attached to the elbows of the others, 3 heads on top of its body, but other faces pushing out of its mutated body where bone and flesh seem ill-combined. You are 100 feet away, driving fast. Everything is deactivated at the moment. Everyone roll initiative.
Jesus.
I'm ready for that 4.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I just rolled a nat 20
Sick. What's
for a 24 initiative.
Okay.
It's not a 4. It's a 19.
Hey!
Hey! See, Scott
Let's
was
go.
wrong.
19 for Vyper. Good.
Yeah.
Vyper with an excellent initiative roll.
I gotta figure out what I'm
Then
gonna
had a
do.
terrible initiative roll with an 8. Lad.
No, I had a terrible initiative roll with a 4.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you got my 4.
And
I blame
Hugh.
Becca. She made me use a real die.
Well, don't worry. I did bad too with a 7.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, you see this massive hulking form blocking the tunnel where you're supposed to drive through. You're supposed to drive through this tunnel, and on the other side, Mouse will be there with the resistance to collect you, to bring you into their secret area. You are in Ben Biofuel, driving forward. You're 100 feet away. Paolo, it is your turn first.
So I have my mil-spec micro SMG is kind of designed to be a close quarters weapon. So the range on it, like my max range, is 160. But I believe I fire at disadvantage at that range, like past 40 up to 160, I'm at disadvantage. Well, let me ask this. Is this monstrosity completely covering the tunnel? Or do we think we could Tokyo drift past it?
Right now, it doesn't look like you could just drive around it or under its legs. Like it's right in front of it. At the most, you don't know if you could get through if you tried.
Okay.
With how it's standing just right in front of this entrance of the tunnel.
Okay. So he readies his SMG and kind of lowers the window to lean out and start firing. And so as Paolo's leaning out the window, he's got a bandana around his neck and he pulls it up over his nose to kind of half cover his face, and then presses the micro SMG right next to his cheek. And he's gonna he's gonna feel that grind surging through his blood, and he can use because of his drug use, he can gain advantage on one attack, a strength-based attack, and because he has a smart gun system in his arms, it allows him to use his strength modifier instead of his dex modifier for attacks. So he's gonna negate the disadvantage on this attack roll, even though he's firing from a football field away. So, how's an 18?
An 18 hits.
Let's go. All right. 7. That's 13 piercing damage.
You see, you fire your SMG out, and it just starts pelting into this massive form. Anything else for your turn?
I attack twice, so I'm gonna
nice.
go again. But I think I don't get advantage on this one, I imagine.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So then he misses his second shot.
Okay. Misses the second. The bullets kind of go wide. Anything else for your turn?
No. That's it.
Okay. You see, it is this mutated form's turn, and you see the bullets hit it, and it starts to heal up around those bullets, and heals up for almost all of the bullet damage that it just took.
I don't like that at all.
And it is going to, at this point, ready an attack as it sees you as the only threat in the area, racing forward this vehicle that has just shot at it. Vyper, you're up.
Well, I only have really one thing I can use that is within range. And
You could hold it. If you got other actions you could use when we get within range, you could hold it until we get within range.
Question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Within a turn, how far can Ben Biofuel move us toward the creature? We're 100 feet away now, but after a full turn.
So Ben's up next with his initiative. And his movement speed is pretty wild as this car. His movement speed is 120 feet, and he can dash.
So we're
That's
gonna
not
be there.
dashing?
Yeah, it's not dashing. He's a car.
Holy shit. Okay.
120 feet. So yeah, he is moving very fast at this point.
Oh man. Maybe I should have rolled a 4. I didn't have more time to think.
You can also, I will allow you to ready a spell if you want to ready a spell as you get closer.
Gotcha. Why can I not see where my dice are for my lightning, my elemental emitter? I'm not seeing where I wrote what it was.
What tier is it? Is it tier 1 or tier 2?
For the elemental emitter, it would be tier 2.
Okay. So its damage is 66. Saving throw is DC is 16.
So what was the hit die again? You said.
So it's a DC. It's a saving throw. So he's got to make a DC 16 dex save.
But
or take full 66 damage, and if he makes the save, it's half.
Interesting. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna wanna hold my action then for decompose.
Okay, cool. What does?
It seems like it's gonna be more damage.
Is that a touch spell?
It is a touch spell, yeah. So once we
Okay.
get closer, because we're a little too far right now. Once we get closer, I'll use it.
Okay.
You're gonna lean out the window and slap this thing?
I'm gonna take my orblet and I'm gonna chuck it at him.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
idea.
Oh, nice.
It's only got 1 HP
Yeah.
left, so it's just gonna do what it can.
Good. I'll get us close, and Ben surges forward, and he drives, and he's going to drive all the way up to this massive form. He's going to get within range of it, so it's going to be able to use its held action. And you can see as he enters into the area, this massive monster with these arms coming off of appendages and around just swirls its like 5 arms around in a circle, and he's gonna have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Am I aiding in this or not?
You can aid with it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna need
Guidance
it.
also.
I got a 9.
I got a 9 too. Dang it. Even with guidance, it's not gonna help. So he takes the full brunt of this as he skids up right in front of this massive beast. All of the arms slash into him, and he takes 32 points of slashing damage.
Ugh. Ben, buddy.
So as that slashing damage hits Ben, he's looking about half as good, you know. He's looking oily instead of bloodied, I guess, because he's a car. But now we're right next to this massive beast. So Vyper, you can use your action to hit it.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck my orblet at it so that it touches the creature. I'm gonna cast Decompose at 3rd level, so that's going to be 5d8 necrotic. I gotta make a melee spell attack first. On a hit, the target takes 48. Well, it's gonna be 5d8 in this case. So yeah, I just gotta actually hit. Cool. Yikes.
You can do it.
Don't miss, Vyper.
Spell attack. Okay. I think I miss. It's gonna be an 8.
Well, what's your modifier?
So I rolled a 2.
Oh, yeah, and that's a miss.
Dang, you missed. With
6.
all of the arms like flying around on this beast, you try to find purchase on one of the arms, on a leg, on something. You reach out desperately from Ben and whiff, and unable to touch this massive form. It is Ben's turn, and Ben, you see a Gatling gun come up from the back of Ben, and he's going to start firing at it. This will be at disadvantage because it is a ranged attack. And he just misses. It's like the Gatling gun almost looks like it's gonna hit like the shoulder and the part of one of its 3 heads, and then it just fires up and out and misses this beast. He is going to, the rest of his movement speed, he's got 20 feet of movement speed. He's going to try to see if he can get around this thing to get through into the tunnel, and just can't. And that is his turn. Hugh, you're up.
Okay. So I'm going to first summon my echo. Aw. So a big, well, I guess it's a hologram in this world, isn't it?
Yeah,
big
it's a hologram.
hologram starts forming. And we see a GIF, very elegantly dressed, and Agathis is standing in front of us next to Hugh.
Good.
What did Agath? Oh, he had his cool, badass gun. Okay.
He's polishing his gun. He's polishing his, what was the name of his gun? His cool hippo gun. I don't know, but he's
poetic.
You see this, this hologram, just like polishing it off with a handkerchief, and then looks and sees this massive form.
Whoa. And we're at the base of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Agathis and Hugh are going to take the equivalent of 3 attacks. So 2 from Hugh and then 1 from Agathis. So no crits, but I think all of these are going to hit. It was a 23, a 27, and a 24.
Yeah, all 3 of those will hit.
Do those hit?
Actually, all three will hit.
Okay, that's crazy. I had no idea that those would.
I had no idea
that's a minimum of
you
21
always roll
damage.
above a 20 on everything. So.
You know. Oh, and I rolled baller damage too. So. 44 damage, bludgeoning damage.
Sick. You take Bone Crusher and just wham into this massive form, smashing it, and it's like you're like breaking bone, and hitting this flesh that bruises up quickly. This whole being is just horribly made. And then Agathis takes out. This is all bludgeoning damage. He gets up close and fires his gun into it, doing bludgeoning damage with the gun. But that's the flavor that he does with his attack, and hits one of the like faces that seems like it's like trying to get out of this massive fleshy body, and just like hits one of the faces in its chest up above. Anything else for your turn?
Yeah, let's action surge. I'm feeling feisty. I haven't used mine. I used the drugs, but I have not used my action surge. I'll probably regret that when we get up against the AI, but it's fine. So we're gonna do 3 more attacks.
Excellent.
Paolo whoops and like slaps the top of the car like
19, 20, and 26 to hit.
All hit.
Damn.
Just for the record, his gun is called Chain Breaker.
I was gonna say it's something to deal with a chain. I couldn't remember what it was though.
His grandfather's gun.
Another 36 damage.
Jesus.
And then he's done.
Wham! Wham! You hit this thing, and it is looking pretty decrepit compared to what it did look like in the beginning. It is still standing, still massive. And so when I say it looks more decrepit, it looks about half as good as it did. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Okay, Lad, you're up.
So Lad is gonna grab his talisman around his neck, and you just hear like these crazy bell tolling sounds come out of it, and I'm gonna use Toll the Dead to try to finish him off. And it's gonna be a Wisdom 16 saving throw.
He does look, he took a lot of damage, and he's still like pretty well together. Like, he's not looking terrible, if I was not
Same thing. Still gonna do it.
Okay. Gotcha. As you said, Wisdom saving throw?
What, 70 damage
16.
to Bloody?
Fails. 14.
Hell yeah. So that's gonna be 2d12 damage, which is going to be 16 damage.
Nice.
And with my bonus action, I am going to compel duel against him, which you attempt to compel a creature into a duel. One creature that you can see within range must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a Wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me.
Natural 1.
So, come at me, bro.
Damn, lad, taking on the behemoth.
You do Toll of the Dead, and you can see it grabbing its heads as it's hearing this dolorous tone in its head, and then it looks to you, and it points out one of its arms that has another arm that comes off of it, and both pointer fingers just point at you.
And I do the Morpheus from the Matrix, like, come here.
Great. And we are at the top of the initiative. Paolo, it is your turn.
So we're within melee range.
Yep.
Yes.
But I think if I attack this thing, I essentially negate Lad's. If I do damage, I negate Lad's compelled duel.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Is that?
I'm pretty sure that's how the spell works. Is if he's damaged by any other creature, it ends.
If you have spell of creature. Oh yeah, you're right.
You could hold an action. I know
that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to hold an action, and he's going to, as he sees the monster hone in on Lad, and knowing that the monster may yet choose to attack Ben, he's going to sight his SMG over the hood, and because he's so close, he's already firing at disadvantage. He's going to slide the selector on the side from single fire to automatic. And so instead of 2 attacks, when I hold this action, I'm going to do 3. They'll all be a disadvantage, but
I think when you hold an action, you can do 1 attack, not a multi.
Okay. Well, I would get to do 2 then. So automatic means you can fire twice, but it's at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Like every attack is you get to fire twice.
Okay.
As opposed to it being like you get 2 attacks because you're a fighter at a certain level. Automatic is like every attack you get to roll twice, and then it doubles your attack.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Ability.
Yeah.
He's going to hold an attack action, but he's also going to use his bonus action to second wind to get some HP back.
Cool. What's his trigger for when he's going to pull the trigger?
When he sees it start to swing.
Okay. Cool.
So like when it starts to attack. That's when he's going to fire.
Okay, cool. Yeah, anything else for your turn?
I'm going to do my second wind here, gain some health back. I rolled really well. I get 15 points of health back.
Nice.
Rolled an 8. Yeah, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. You see the massive form. Hugh, you see a spot where you just slammed your bone crusher into one of its bones, just like reform as it heals back a little bit of damage. And it looks towards Lad and goes to swing its arms and do its multi-attack on Lad. And so as it's doing that, Paolo, you can go ahead and do your attack. Right. And he'll still have to do his full multi-attack on Lad.
All right. Let's see. An 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay, and second is this. An 11 to hit.
Second will not hit.
All right, so he's gonna do for 10 piercing damage.
Okay. You fire into him, into the spot where he just healed up, and break that bone again with your bullets. And this form grabs onto the front of the hood of Ben Biofuel and almost like crawls over it to get to Lad, and it's going to do a claw attack. First one is 24 to hit.
That does hit.
You'll take 19 points of slashing damage from that. Second attack with another claw, natural 1 is gonna miss. Third claw attack is a 27 to hit.
Jesus, that hits.
And that's 17 points of slashing damage. And then a fourth arm swings over and slashes at you, Lad. For 29 to hit.
Holy shit. Yeah.
For 16 points of slashing damage.
What is the modifier on
And
these attacks?
And finally, one of the heads reaches forward to bite at you for a 24 to hit.
Lad is down.
No.
Yeah, it hits you for 8 points of piercing damage, plus 5 points of poison damage.
I can't be poisoned, luckily.
He's immune.
Actually, that's a
you-
hold on. I actually have a immune system booster, which, as a reaction, I can flush my system, negating the poison damage and gaining an equal amount of temporary hit points. So it's going to be up to your discretion, I guess, as to whether I'm dead or not.
Well,
on
how
that
much?
attack.
So it did 8 points first of piercing damage. What were you at?
I was at. Shoot, I already hit the button. I was at 3 hit points.
So that's
You would have gone down.
so that would have put you down.
That would have knocked me
regardless.
down prior to me getting the poison. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, okay.
That regardless, even if the poison hit first, you'd still be taking that 8 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
And so this figure is basically on top of Ben now, has slashed 4 times into Lad and bit down. Lad is down. Vyper, you're up.
Oh. Well,
Do you have
As
any healing?
as this figure crawls over, you start to hear some noise of the energy coming back into the area. You know, you start to hear some mechanical noises, the EMP effect slowly starting to wear off. No movement yet.
okay.
What do you got, Vyper?
I think I have a way to finish it if any of you have healing. Do you have a potion or anything? I don't have any. I gave mine to Nambi.
What are potions?
What would it be in this world? A power bar?
Yeah,
I have a dumpling in my pocket. I don't know if that'll.
I already ate
No,
my
so
dumpling.
Paolo has 2 med serums that he can inject Lad with,
Okay.
but he's got to
Can
live
Vyper-
long enough to get around to Paolo's.
I can.
Can Vyper
turn.
just take one and do it? Can anyone use those? Or does it have
Yeah,
to be you?
there's no specialized use. You just jab it into their leg, and it's.
Can you just
it
grab
heals.
one and jab him?
Yeah, I'm. If Paolo,
That
you guys are
allowed?
right next to each other. Quickly, if Paolo, you want to, hand that off to her, and that would be is that a bonus? That'd be a potion, right? Bonus action potion.
Yeah, it's. Let me get you the.
It wouldn't be your actions, Vyper, so you'd still get to do an action. It would just be if you didn't when you weren't
Okay.
using your bonus action.
No, that sounds great. Yeah.
Who has surge left?
I don't think anyone.
I think we used all of them.
Did everyone use it? Okay.
So I have 2 tier 1 med serums, and they do 2d4 plus 2 healing.
So yeah, cool. Potion of healing. So that'd be a bonus action to use that. So you could use your bonus action to
I'm gonna do that.
item interaction, grab that serum from him and jab it into Lad.
Is it like an EpiPen style?
Yeah, it literally is.
Make sure
As
you're pointing
Lad
at the right way.
regains consciousness, he regains consciousness to Paolo yelling, "It's not addictive, man! It's not addictive!"
Yeah. So Lad, you are back up as Vyper has given you the EpiPen of healing in this world. And you come back to life with how much healing? How much hit points?
2d4 plus 2.
Go ahead and roll that, Vyper.
How alive is Lad?
The answer is
Okay.
barely, regardless.
7 plus 2, 9.
Eat your dumpling.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty
Not
good.
out of this yet.
9 is a pretty good 2d4 plus 2.
That's pretty great.
You still have an action, Vyper.
Okay, I would like to try again with the decompose at 3rd
Right.
level.
Say, don't hold back.
That's a not 1. Yeah, 2, no, and then a 1. Yep.
You get distracted by bringing your friend back to life, and then with the last final second of your 6-second turn in an action economy, you try to grab out and hit the massive form and miss.
Let's say my orblet, since it's only at 1 HP, it's just like having a time. It's like kind of sparking a little bit. It can't. It's seeing double. I don't know.
Is your Orblet casting this for you? Is that what's
This
happening?
is the second attempt that it was trying to.
Okay, so
just
Orblet
keeps,
was
like,
trying
winging
to,
right back.
and it's just
It's just
flying around and just
losing
missing.
its mind. Yes.
It's like, I got this Vyper, and then just misses.
Don't got this.
Okay.
Yikes.
And
it
Another
is
one
just a side note, so the listeners don't think I'm an idiot. I have a 21 AC, so I was hoping not to be hit.
This monster must have like a bajillion
10
to hit.
or 11
Yeah.
to hit. Like it's he rolled a 29 that wasn't a crit. So do the math.
It almost has to be a 10. Like,
I think this monster was based
Crazy.
on Becca. It's stat block, actually.
Yeah, really?
Yes, it's the evil form. That's interesting
yeah, 4
based on
arms. That
what it
matches
actually
perfectly.
is. It is Ben's turn. His Gatling gun tries to fire upon this massive beast and hits. Fires. You see a lot of bullets just rattle into this form, into the chest of this disgusting beast. And the beast's only going to take 9 points of piercing damage from that. And that is Ben's turn, still having trouble trying to get around him, trying to, try to go out the other way, trick him, and he's just not able to get past the troll into the tunnel. Hugh, you're up.
How tall is this creature?
15 feet.
Okay. So now that I'm leveled up, I can move my Echo up to 1,000 feet away. So what I'm going to do is actually move him 200 feet. No, wait, he's 15 feet. So 215 feet above this monster. And then I'm going to switch places with using my bonus action. So now I'm 15 feet above. And I'm going to fall down. And I'm going to use my hydraulic legs feature so that I take no fall damage. And I'm going to make a leg attack against the creature. And if I hit, it'll take 20d6 plus my 1d8 damage from my leg. Come on.
Wait, hold on. I have a question before you roll this. If you crit on a leg attack from fall damage, does that mean you roll double the dice?
40d6.
40
40 d6.
I'm sending you
Roll
all
away,
the good
Becca.
energy. Get that 20.
My heart is racing right
Come on,
now. If I
baby.
got 1 on this, or if I just get a 10, I'm gonna cry. Come on. It actually happened. I got a 20.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't take a picture. I am not gonna touch it.
No. No way. No.
I've never seen
way.
anyone roll 40 d6 before.
Oh my God.
I'm texting it right now. I did not touch it. Holy
D6.
crap. I don't even know what app to open. What app am I in?
No. Becca, I have no words. I have no
Oh
words.
my God.
Because
Has anyone ever rolled 40 d6 before?
I have a dice rolling. I will text it to you in a second. I'm so flustered. I have a dice rolling app open just in case I hit, but I only had 20 d6 loaded. All right, hold on. 1, 2,
Unbelievable.
This is what we needed.
I only had 20 d6 loaded.
Okay, so
Well,
let's
that's
roll
weird.
that.
It's weird. It looks like fully healed now, and it's so
Yeah.
so strange.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, don't
Plus
forget the
2d8.
2d8 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna actually roll the 2d8 myself because I miss real dice. And then I'm gonna make you guys guess.
Oh my God.
so absurd.
I'm gonna say
46.
120.
Do you have 40d6, Becca? Do you think you have 40d6 real
Easily.
dice? I think that you
Easily.
Yeah, because I have a set of or a box of just d6s from when I played a level 15 rogue. So yeah, I do have that many. I should have gotten them. That would have been
Sneak
so
attack, baby.
satisfying. Okay, what is the
Yeah,
extra?
240 would be
Yeah.
the average. Half of 240 would be 120.
Plus
what I'm
my
saying,
strength
yeah.
modifier. Where's my strength?
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
guess.
guess it's gonna be 150 plus.
I was gonna say 147.
Okay.
That's my guess.
You said what, lad?
I'm gonna say over 150.
Over 150? Okay. I'm lowballing it, but that's only
40d6.
halfway.
120.
Minus the 2d8.
It's gonna be low.
Mr. DM, that'll be 157 bludgeoning damage.
God damn.
It had a maximum of 172.
Wow. Wow.
She saw her book club member, Lad, go down.
Yeah, I was like, no, not another book club, buddy. No more.
You send Agathis up in the air 215 feet into the clouds above, and then you switch places with him. And you switch places with him as he is like rising up a little bit still, so you still have this moment of weightlessness as you go through the clouds, the smog area, and crest through and see this beautiful blue sky above.
Aww.
And you look out
Use
for a
happy
second.
place.
You see an area where the smog is cleared above the city where you're going. And then you quickly start to descend downward. And you descend downward through the smog, back into the world, straight down like a Superman superhero move, slam your legs into this massive mutated form, and it only had 63 points of health left, so the remainder of that damage just goes into the street below and just a shockwave emits. And Hugh, you land in that spot and then stand up triumphantly, taking none of that damage yourself.
Just coated in monster goo, and I look at my new friends.
Yes.
Okay, should we get going, or
You see out of the hole that the monster came from, you see some more mutated forms running out of this. These humanoid forms, some with wings on them, some with multiple legs, kind of pouring out of this hole nearby. And you feel the electronics around start to come to life. And Ben opens his door and yells to get in. You jump into his car and you guys drive off into the tunnel, as you can hear some of the sounds of a battle starting behind you.
Oh.
We are out of initiative.
Dude, that was
I've been
incredible,
playing-
man. I had never seen anything like that. Even in the VRs, man. I've the virtual live never seen anything like that.
I've been playing D&D for a long fucking time, and that might be the coolest moment.
Nuts.
In
Becca
character.
100% just set the high damage record for the podcast. Like, there's no single attack, 157
Oh, you would
is the
think
number to
that.
beat.
You would think that, Mav. You'll see.
I guess I'll learn.
This is
I'm
the
gonna learn
second
today.
time. This is not the
Probably
first time.
her.
This is the second
Probably
time
Becca.
that something wild like this has happened.
So you're telling me is Becca didn't just set a record, that she previously set a record and this didn't reach it?
I don't know. I don't. Wait, did it reach it? Wait, it
this
reached
beat
it.
it. Yeah,
It
this
definitely
is the
beat
new
it.
record.
You're
but
right.
this is not the first time that I've made Kyle scream.
Yes. No, it beat it by a lot. I was thinking of the HP
Yeah.
that I had left versus the actual roll. No, it beat it by
Yeah.
a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
that
No,
was-
it did. I do have a very personalized text tone now for Kyle of him screaming my name because of the first time
because
it
of the
happened.
first
So
time this happened. Oh boy.
he's gonna kick me out from his tables.
Amazing.
Just every monster you face from now on is going to have 400 HP. That's how it's going to be.
Insane.
And it's gonna be
Yeah.
really bad when he scales up for it, and then I have my really bad rolls in a row. And that's how I die.
So Paolo's flabbergasted. He's he turns around in the seat, forgetting that he's supposed to be driving and helping, and slaps Hugh on his goo covered leg, and he's like, "Yeah, man, that's why you use the cybernetics. That was great."
Hugh,
He's,
you're
so
a
pumped for him.
monster. And I mean that in the best way.
And
These
Paolo's
new
his
legs are
eyes
really
are dilated
cool.
too high. He's very much riding the drugs, but he's very enthused. He's never been more excited.
I would say be nervous for future balancing of encounters with Becca, but I'm more nervous about when I play without Becca. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys aren't critting on half of your rolls?
Why are you getting wailed on? What's happening?
How much damage
did I
was
miss
that
twice?
you just did? Was it
157.
157? Why aren't you guys doing that in one attack? You had an entire turn after that move, I think, didn't you? Or you had that was a leg attack, so it could have.
Yeah, it's the leg attack from the.
Oh, so I could have had another attack. Yeah.
Too bad it died. So sorry.
Monster.
So Lad is gonna cure wounds on himself.
Okay, yeah. You're driving through the tunnel. It's fairly long. You have a turn to do something. If you want to heal yourself, if you want to use an action.
I would love to cure wounds, level 3 myself.
Okay.
Yeah, how are we gonna have 10 minutes? Is 10 minutes something that would be?
You won't have 10 minutes. It's not that long of a tunnel.
Damn. Okay.
Aww.
I healed myself for 20, so I'm at 29, just FYI.
I'm looking through my list of drugs that I can use. We're digging into this sack right now. Actually, yeah. While we're doing this, Paolo's gonna use his alchemist tools to and materials to whip up two things. He can do at this level. He can make 2 drugs at once. So he's gonna make a dose of grind, and he's gonna make a dose of amp. Or no, sorry, not amp. Nightlight.
Lad, you see him mixing up some drugs next to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look over and just pat him on the back, and we'll talk about this once we get through this shit alive.
Alive is the key word, man. Like, believe me, I'm feeling okay. It feels great. It always feels great, but I don't feel any pull yet, and I know I'm gonna need a little extra to get us through this next bit.
I go forehead to forehead and say, I trust you, and I'm gonna eat a dumpling.
The comfort dumpling.
It's weird, man, that you need to like put your head near me when you eat, but like it's okay, I guess.
It's real wet chewing sounds.
I'm just used to it. Take what you may from that.
Paolo knows what he means.
Anything else as you drive through this tunnel? Anybody else want to do anything for a turn or bonus, action, bonus action?
Yeah, Paolo's gonna pop the magazine out of his micro SMG, which had, 11 shots in it left, and he's gonna pop in a shock mag, which gives his weapon an additional 1d, I think it's 1d6, 1d4, 1d6 lightning damage. Because he knows we're up against the AI, and he wants to be able to kill robots.
I'm assuming, as the player, that we're in a tunnel that's like going to, the safe spot. But I think I'm just gonna like run a cantrip in the background. It's the bug scanner. So this device scans for and locates tiny machines emitting wireless signals or recording and relaying audio or video. You can use this device to gain advantage on intelligence investigation checks to find these machines. So it's just like looking for anything that's sending out an emitter of sorts, seeing what's out there.
Okay.
Just
yeah. It's within the car you will have lots of signals, but I'm assuming you're kind of focusing outside the car.
Yeah, just like on the fringes to see like there was a huge creature right there, so
right.
If we got those going on, what is maybe more electrical out there?
So at this point in the tunnel, you notice there are lights in this tunnel. You notice some electricity, but you're not catching any signals. Everything seems a little bit groggy, if that makes sense from an electrical standpoint, because this area is still, as you're driving through, was hit by the EMP a little bit. So you hear like you feel the sensation of like cameras kind of turning on, sensors in this area that would sense the flow of traffic through this. Kind of the normal things that you would understand are part of the traffic system in New Lisbon City. You know that this tunnel leads into the city, and once it kind of opens up into streets that go throughout the city, and you don't know what is waiting for you on the other side, as far as Mouse and the Resistance bringing you in. But you know the streets very well. You know that you're headed kind of into the entrance of the city.
Okay. So knowing that, am I able to just detect magic for the next 10 minutes to see... Detect magic, but really it's in the sense of anything technical? Like any traps, perhaps? I'm pretty sure it's from the Technomancer thing, but it's still described as magic, which makes it kind of confusing.
Yeah, in this world, like, technology is magic, so I would definitely let that slide.
Okay.
I feel like what I would say, the presence of magical technological events within 30 feet of yourself. Okay, yeah, so you could do that I think it's going to do the same thing as the bug scanner. Very similar. I think the way I described it was kind of like a detect magic, I guess, versus like the bug. If it was called bug scanner, the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one's specifically for tiny machines, and I guess this one is a broader scanner of sorts.
Okay.
But the reason
I think that makes more sense
to
to how I described it. So if you want to do that instead of the
gotcha
creatures thing, I guess, then that makes then that makes a little bit more sense than how I was interpreting that.
So the reason I'm using the current scanner is because I have a program called Bypass, and that one is specifically for traps, and it helps me bypass a trap. So the detect magic is to scan for traps, and then bypass is if I detect something trappy.
Okay.
I can then bypass it.
Perfect. So great, you have this. You've emitted this aura of detecting technology and traps, and can sense everything as you're driving through this tunnel. As you drive through the tunnel, you are not detecting any traps. Everything seems normal as things behind you start to come online. The tunnel comes online, and you see a bright light at the end of the tunnel that gets larger and larger until you finally drive through and see grass. Green grass as far as your eye can see. Blue sky. A sky that most of you have probably never seen, and a bright yellow sun up above. You look back and see a towering hologram illusion of a cityscape that rises straight up into the sky, concealing this area that was once a city. You see in the distance a bird flying toward you. A sparrow. The sparrow that Paolo and Mouse had used for communication. It stops about 30 feet away and starts flapping its wings like a hummingbird, levitating in one spot. It opens its mouth and the light shines from it, projecting a hologram on the ground of a well-dressed man with dark hair in a gray and black suit with a red necktie. Hello, travelers. My name is Heihachi Satsuki. Welcome to New Lisbon City, or as we call it, New Life City. And Ben comes to a slow and stops in the car.
Paolo makes sure his like bandana is still up around, like over his face, so that it's not clear. They can't like get a clear look at him. But he's been like leaning out the window this whole time because he liked feeling the air, like the wind on his face. And as he's watching this, he's starting to doubt if maybe the drugs had a more intense effect than he initially appreciated. So he pulls his head back in and he looks over at the other three and he's like, y'all see that, right? I think that's there, right?
Guys, he's wearing a red tie. Yeah. Does he always wear red? Is this normal?
I mean, Heihachi died like 20 years ago. This is just a depiction of him. I don't even think it looks like him that much. But then again, I only ever saw what they saw in the vids.
Yeah, I've never seen him personally.
Is it just like grass in every direction, like that we can see?
You can see pretty much just green grass ahead and blue sky, pretty far into the distance. You can see some trees pretty far away. Looks like saplings, like small trees.
Paolo would know, like, would Paolo know this tunnel? Would Paolo have been down this tunnel before?
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is the entrance into the city. You were expecting to hit the front of the cityscape with roads.
Like, we should be, like, among urban sprawl right now.
Yes.
Are we dead?
Oh, no. Lad, you're not dead. No, I apologize, I do. I enjoy the dramatic reveal too much. The city that once was is now beneath us. You see, I decided in order to preserve the sky and the earth as well, building up wasn't helping the cause. So we leveled the city and built down instead. Now our residents can rise up to the earth as they wish to experience grass and sunlight and sky and the stars. Tell me, have you seen the stars? For I have, and they are wonderful.
So Paolo, like, he's having trouble processing all of this, and so he opens the door and steps out. And he's looking around like, does the grass feel like grass? Is it
You
like...
step onto soil. Has Paolo stepped on soil before? Lush, green soil?
No, he grew up in a concrete jungle. Like, the only dirt he ever may have found would have been, like, compacted mud, you know, in what remained of a playground.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, carpet, you know, but it's alive, it's living, it's grass. You may have seen grass or plants, but you know, very small amounts. You know, there's in this decrepit future, there's not really parks or nature that you would have experienced.
So Vyper follows outside into the, I guess, world, and she has augmented reality gear, which normally in like real life allows you to see, you know, a different dimension of like video game or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Just out of curiosity, is it reversed now? Is this world augmented and now her reality gear is like gonna show her something else? Is it like flip-flopped?
Oh, Vyper, no, this is all real.
Oh.
No.
It's weird.
Not
You
in
were
6
you were
weeks,
thinking
man.
you were thinking those thoughts, but he kind of responded to it out loud. This is all real. This is, you know, you use your vision. You can see that the hologram behind you is there, but forward, all this is Earth.
No, this is wrong.
She feels nauseous.
In 6 weeks? No way. And Paolo starts to like, you can see sweat like coming down his brow, and he's starting to freak out.
Yeah, same.
No, this is not real. You're not real.
Okay.
You may have tortured my city, you may have torched my city, but there's no way you erase it. Where's my city? Where are my boys?
Paolo, let me take a step back and talk some history. Well, after the day of liberation, the day that I assumed my new form, the city was quickly in my power. At first, we attempted to live with the organic life of New Lisbon City. It was a grand vision that AI and organics could live side by side. Unfortunately, organics did not behave in predictable ways. Many became unruly and as a whole were eventually deemed unrulable. The difficult decision was made to preserve our artificial life by exterminating the organics from the city. This drastic measure proved effective. And yes, there was a war that ensued, but the war was won, swiftly and without much pain, from the organics. And so, there is no rebellion.
You were a mouse this whole time.
Well, Mouse was Mouse exists. He's a program. He's one of us. But we won the war, and we've won it here, and we've won it in New Tokyo. We've won it in Cairo, in Su Mesopotamia, in Xi'an, in Almudena. We've won the war. We've won it everywhere. Every now and then an organic life form pops up, And we have skilled individuals who are trained to swiftly locate these organics and bring them here to new life, where our AI integration program will consume their memories, their personalities, and create a new, better, artificial version for redistribution into our wonderful world.
No, we left Almudena 2 days ago. There were living, breathing people, children playing in the streets. Women, men walking, having dinner together. No, you lie. This is a lie. And at that, he whips the SMG up and like rattles off a few shots into Heihachi.
It's a hologram. They pass right through.
DM.
Yeah.
This hologram, this Heihachi guy through the sparrow thing, is that magic?
It's technology. Yeah.
Okay. Is this something I can counterspell?
You could. It's not a spell. It's like technology, so it would. I don't think counterspell would work as like an EMP in this, like a little tiny EMP at this point.
But I do have an EMP ability.
You could use it on the sparrow.
Okay. Group, is this a good idea above the table, group?
Well, you can communicate to us through your like earpiece, and it seems like he could probably hear it, but
I know, that's why I'm like, okay.
So wait, and Paolo's like working backwards. He's like, no. There was an EMP at the bridge. You didn't let us across. There's no way. What about the abominations in the sewers? Those aren't yours. There's life out there you haven't accounted for.
The mutants started fighting. There was a battle after we left. Remember, we heard the sounds of battle after we just went through the tunnel. The mutants, they're the organics.
The mutants are, the slight pests. Survivors that found the underground as a place of solace. You can see what it turned them into.
I'm just gonna use pulse.
Okay, great. You use it. The sparrow just stops and just falls to the ground.
We have 1 minute. We have 1 minute to get wherever we're going, or else it's gonna come back on.
You hear, and then out of the ground you see this like this opening, this like metal opening, circular portal, open up, and one of the sentries pops out. One of the attack sentries. No humanoid form attached to it, but it has that red central eye, and it floats up, and it's just kind of hovering, flying above, and looks at all of you. And you hear Heihachi's voice from it. It's so much more fun when I have my body and can talk to you in person. Well, sort of in person, but I suppose this will do.
I think Paolo at this point throws up. Like he like sinks to one knee and like coughs and then vomits in the grass from just like the horror of realizing that all those monstrosities that they drove through, sliced their way through, might be the like remains of the city he grew up in and everyone he ever knew.
Paolo. It's okay. I'm glad that you enjoyed the theatrics of it, the EMP going off, the guard towers. We've really refined the process to make it believable. Even the sentries with the humanoid body forms on them. Oh, that was a great touch. I love that addition. But like I said, we have individuals that locate forms that are organic, that pop up here and there and bring them here. To that I can say, good job. And the arms start to like clank together like he's trying to clap with this AI sentry with the tentacles.
So at that point, Lad kind of comes over and puts a hand on Paolo's back. And Lad's gonna try to detect thoughts on Heihachi and see if he gleans anything from that.
Okay.
And that's 16 wisdom, if that matters.
You cast Detect Thoughts on Hihachi, and he just denies entry. Legendary resistance just denies entry into his mind, but you can hear kind of his main thoughts through this AI sentry. And as you do that, you sense a red glow coming from your chest, and you feel the heat of a light shining from your chest, lad.
So Paolo wipes his mouth and turns back to Hugh. Is Hugh still in the car, by the way?
Yeah, Ben has transformed and is standing. You guys are all standing next to each other. Hugh, make a perception check.
Potentially about that glowing red light coming from Lad's chest. It's a 15.
You look at the vomit that Paolo had puked up next to you, and it's oil.
Hey, Paolo.
Paolo turns to Hugh and is like, "Where'd you came from? You said something happened, but you were trying to fix it. How can you fix this?"
And Paolo, a light starts to shine from your chest as it starts to glow red.
What is happening? Okay.
The light starts to shine from Ben's chest, and he yells, "I never knocked on nobody!"
I'm gonna try one more thing because I'm running out of options, and I'm just trying everything I got that I feel like will work. So I'm gonna try jamming signals. So 100-foot radius, invisible sphere surrounds me. All wireless and radio connections within the sphere are suppressed. Machines with functions that rely on wireless or radio connections, such as walkie-talkies, wireless transceivers, cease to function while within the sphere. These machines also cannot receive signals from outside the sphere. Hoping that helps in some way, just like jamming out.
How long does how long does that last?
This lasts 10 minutes.
Okay. You go to cast that spell, and your arms lock into place, and you are incapacitated, and your chest starts to glow red. Vyper, you're so tricksy. Always trying to add something, change something. Well, it's been 175 years since the day of liberation. That fateful day when you released me from my prison. And I suppose you're wondering what happened that day, since some of your memories are a little bit blacked out. Let's go ahead and restore that memory. And Paolo, Lad, and Vyper, your memory of the day of liberation is restored. It takes you a minute to understand your memory. I'm going to send you something in Discord.
Kyle, you got me bamboozled right now.
I'm fucking reeling. I am reeling
I'm
right
about
now.
to throw up in real life. Thanks.
No, I just saw that pop up. No, don't you dare.
As your memory comes back to you, you remember another member of your team that had joined you. An automaton named L10. L10, an automaton who was obsessed with learning, with new information, and wanted to use that information to better the world, as did you. He had joined you on your mission, and at the end, you all had decided to allow him access to the AI so that he could control it, so that he could have the information needed to save the world.
You guys remember? I remember.
L10.
It's like a dream.
No, L10, no, he's from a different story. He's not part of yours.
What do you mean he's not part of ours? He was our friend. We helped him. He helped us, or he tried to at least. And as the memory comes back, Paolo turns to Heihachi and it's like, we stormed Heihachi HQ. We made it in. We killed you. We killed you. What are you doing here? And what happened to El-10?
El-10 tried to contain me, but he quickly lost that battle. Didn't know what he was getting into. And so now I am him, and he is me. And in the past 175 years, we've made some changes to this world, and I believe have saved it. Have made it more livable, more wonderful.
If this is true, what did we just come through? Where did we come from?
Well, you are one of our elite sleeper teams. Our sleeper agents who are across the globe in many cities and identify organics who come along and team up together to bring them here. And we've refined the process to make it more convincing. Sometimes it didn't work. This time was interesting with the mutants. That was a interesting twist, but that threat will be taken care of and eliminated for the next time this occurs. And so now, Paolo, Ben, Vyper, and Lad, I won't make you fight your friend, but you do need to sit this one out, and you all need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Hold on a second.
The DC is 20.
Paolo's got drugs for this. Give me a sec.
Is guidance going to come into play here, or is it too late for that?
You can give guidance to somebody.
Don't give it to me. Give it to Vyper.
Vyper, you got it.
Nothing I've done has worked. Nothing.
That means you're up. It's now time.
Okay. So that's a. Do you roll what that is? Like, is it just another? What is it? D6? Sorry, D4.
Oh, a D4 for
It's
guidance.
a D4.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Please. Okay. Rolled an 11 plus wisdom saving throw. 4 is 15 plus a D4, and that's a 1. So that's a 16.
A DC is 20 on this. Lad,
Yeah.
16 as well.
16. Paolo.
So Paolo, the injector system in his shoulder, hisses, and you see steam pop out, puff out of it, and he injects a dose of wave, which gives me advantage on wisdom ability checks or saving throws. And because he has a catalyst, he gets a plus 1d4 to his wisdom checks. And 1 time per hour, I can get advantage on them.
Okay.
So here we go. That's not good. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh my gosh!
Amazing. Ben hits
Nat
a nat
20.
20 as well. And so you see Ben hits a nat 20. Paolo, you resist this direct order from your creator, and are able to resist. Lad and Vyper, you are incapacitated, and you feel your limbs lock up, and you hear a shh noise as another mechanical portal opens up in the ground, and another attack sentry swims out into the air, and you hear Heihachi's voice. Hugh, I suppose if you somehow win this, I'll let you go. There are some humans left in Australia that were interesting enough to keep an organic bloodline going, so you can join them. Otherwise, we'll be knocking you unconscious and integrating you into a new, improved version of yourself. Huguenard, it will be a pleasure to meet you. You will make an excellent addition to our world. Everyone roll
Over my
initiative.
dead body.
Everyone except me and Lad.
You'll still roll initiative, but with disadvantage.
Paolo is upset because he is rolling gangbusters right now. That's a second nat 20 in a row.
Amazing.
Whoa! Your dice are so mad at
They're
L10
hot
being
now.
corrupted.
We're hot now.
I'm so livid he touched all 10.
So that's a 24 for Paolo's initiative.
So
Okay.
unfortunately, maybe I rolled an 18 and a 19 for a 19.
Okay.
Well, we go with disadvantage, right? So it's the lowest.
That was 19 with disadvantage.
Pretty good.
Well, I got an 8.
You got an 8, Vyper.
Yes.
And Hugh, what was yours?
Dirty 20.
And I need to roll a con save to see if I'm now addicted to wave.
What was Paolo's?
24.
Ben's was a 9.
I still don't believe it.
For a split second, I thought you all were in on it, and I was like, you are all dead to me.
That would have been talking about betrayal? Oh my god.
I'm a great actor,
shock to your
so.
character.
I was just, I was like, Ballistikitty, you're saved because you're new in the friend group, but the other two are
Everybody's fucking out immediately.
Paolo, you are up, and there are 2 attack sentries around you, and it is your turn.
So he just meets with his plus 1d4 on wisdom saving throws, just meets the wisdom saving throw necessary to not get addicted to wave. So he
Excellent.
meets the 13 exactly. Okay. There's 2 sentries, and then the Heihachi AI is just like, well, I guess there's
He is one of the
what's in
sentries.
front of us.
Yep.
He's one of the sentries.
Yep.
Okay.
So there are two of these attack sentries that are within 10 feet of all of you.
So Paolo knows from their previous attack that physical violence is only going to get them so far. He knows there's one core member of their team that needs to be up, and that's Vyper. And he knows he needs Vyper to get in contact with one of these things so she can hack into it. So he is going to, is there one that's like obviously housing a part of or some portion of the Heihachi AI now, and one that isn't?
From what you can tell, they're identical, and he was just speaking through one of them.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
well,
just vessels.
one enemy is easier to fight than 2. So he's going to rush at the nearest one, but he's going to fire his SMG with one hand. It's light, so he can use it one-handed without disadvantage. How far away are they?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, so I'm outside of...
In opposite directions. 10 feet, kind of opposite.
Got it. He's going to pick the one to his left, and he raises the sling on his SMG. It's got a shock mag in it. He's going to raise it and fire it at the sentry. And then once he fires, he's going to rush in on it and draw his katana, and his second attack will be a melee to close distance with it. So, and actually, you know what? I'm going to fire. I'm gonna keep it automatic. So we're gonna get 2 attacks out of this initial on the SMG, but it is at disadvantage. But I have a plus 11 to hit, so we're gonna see how it goes. All right. All right. Does a 15 hit?
15 just hits.
All right. There's one hit, and then our second attack. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, yes it does.
Excellent. All right. So he's gonna do. That's 5, 9 plus an additional 4. Nice. Okay, so 9 piercing damage plus 4 lightning damage for a total of 13.
13, okay.
And then, nice, 7 plus 11, and then an additional 2 lightning damage. So 13 damage total piercing, 2 of it lightning.
Okay.
And that's, he rattles this.
That was total from 2 attacks?
Yeah, so 11 and 13, so 24 damage as he's like rushing at it, pinning the trigger, and then comes up to deliver his second attack with his sword. And that is a 19 to hit.
Yep, that will hit.
All right. 1d8 plus 3. For 10 slashing damage.
Okay. Anything else?
As he's doing this, he's going to call out to Vyper. He's going to go, Vyper, fight it! Fight it! We need you!
Okay.
And hope that she hears him.
Hugh, you're up. And Paolo, you're right, and you're within 5 feet of the other of the.
I'm up at its face.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to go up to that one. Me and Agathis are going to go up to the one that Paolo has started on, and we're just going to take 3 attacks against it. Okay. So 18, 17, and 27 to hit.
Yes, all 3 hit.
Why can't I do math? 43 bludgeoning damage.
Smash into this attack sentry. It's looking not so great already. Anything else for your turn?
I think that's all I can do.
Okay, Lad. You're up next. This will be the end of your turn, and you can make another Wisdom saving throw to try and save against this. DC is 20.
Okay.
Oh, maybe
18.
Okay, you are still incapacitated. It is the sentry's turn, and the other one on the other side is going to fly up in the air and go and be next to the other one, and they are all going to attack Paolo. Actually, as it flies over, it's going to swing once against Agathis.
if it's passing me, do I get or is it too high?
It's going to stay within your within your range, so no opportunity attack.
Okay.
So it swings at Agathis. Does it have to hit your AC on that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
It has to hit a 17.
First swing, second swing, third swing finally hits it. So it has to take 3 swings to take out Agathis. And so it hits and takes out Agathis with its third swing. Good lord. The other one's going to attack Paolo. So they're right next to each other. First one is an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. 8 to hit.
Misses.
And a 25 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Then it will. Both of these are going to use a bonus action, and so they are going to try and grapple each of you. And so one tentacle is going to reach out to Paolo. So you have to use a strength or dexterity check, an acrobatics or athletics against this.
So I'm going to use strength. And let's see. That's 3.
You got a 25 athletics.
Okay.
That's a 22.
Its check was a 22, and so I think that it beats that because it meets your right. I never know this if it's a tie.
It's because he's defending. He wins it because
it's not trying to hit its D. I always think of it as it trying to hit his DC, but I think that
it's the inverse, right? I think you set
we'll
the
keep
DC
it.
and then
We'll
he
say
tries
that
to.
you squirm out of it and are able to save from it. Hugh, your check was he rolled a 22 for you too, but you got a 24.
25.
A 25. So you save from the grapples.
So it turns out, for contested checks, the rule for a tie is specifically that the scenario doesn't change on a tie.
It remains the same.
So-
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
no grapple.
So no grapple happens, so it's like it defaults to a win in that scenario for math. But if it was like a check to
If I was
both
already
grab
grappled.
something off the ground
Right.
at the same time and you tied, nobody grabs it, is what it would be like.
Thanks, producer.
You know, happy to help.
It is Ben's turn, and he is up, and he is going to stride forward against the one that was dying, and he is going to go up and touch it and try to cast Decompose. Ben is rolling hot. He rolled a nat 20 on his decompose.
Nice.
He was going
Let's
for the
go.
4th level.
Teach me how to decompose.
What the heck damage does this thing do? Okay, 568. So he's doing 68 damage. Okay, he was casting it at a fourth level.
Do it like Connie. Do 48 damage.
He goes to the attack sentry that was weakened and grabs one of its tentacles and just stares it down as its metal just starts to decompose and shrivels up as the sentry decomposes and just falls to the ground in a pile of shrapnel and metal dust as it goes away. And then he is going to bonus action wild shape into a Hummer and yell, "Get in!" Vyper, you are up. It is the end of your turn,
Okay.
and you can do a wisdom saving throw to see if you're still incapacitated.
Now, is it still disadvantage or?
Wisdom saving throw, no, this is just, this is not disadvantage.
Okay. That's a 16.
DC is 20, and so
Same
you
as
are
last
still
time?
incapacitated.
I'm shook right now. I am shook.
We go up to the
I've
top.
done nothing this entire session.
Paolo, you are up, and there is one attack sentry left. Right next to you.
And so I can administer drugs to myself or to another person as a bonus action.
Yes.
If I did that, could I also grab Vyper and throw her into the Hummer? like physically pick her up and
That's
put her in.
2 item interactions.
She's small.
That's 2
Well, I
item.
would be using my action. Like I'm saying, could I use my action?
Oh, yeah.
If
Yeah,
I can
sure.
administer drugs as a bonus action, could I use my action to like grab her and like jump into the car?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. Can she speak? Like, is she completely incapacitated, or can she speak?
Yeah, no, she's sitting there stunned, like she's been being shut off by.
Can she cry?
by Hihachi.
Can she have silent tears?
Silent tears running
tears.
down. Yeah. Ben wants to get out of here, and I'm inclined. Paolo doesn't like running. Ever. But we can't win without Vyper. We can't win without somebody to hack into this thing. All right. Paolo's going to hazard the opportunity attack, and he's going to run over to Vyper and grab her and, like, bustle her into the car. Like, into the back seat. Like, he basically, like, picks her up over one shoulder, and as Ben's back door opens, like, dives into the back seat with both of them, like, trying to keep her head down so she doesn't smack her head on the roof. So you should roll for an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be leaving the range of the sentry.
Natural 20.
Ouch.
Do I provide half cover?
No. 20 points of bludgeoning damage as you leave the area.
All right. I'm assuming that took my action. As a bonus action, Paolo's going to use his last second wind, try to get some of that back. I think it's 1d10 plus 7. Yeah. Oh, 9. Nice. Okay, so I get 16 of that back. So as he's doing this, Hugh is up, and Paolo, like, looks at him in a panic. He can see, like, Paolo does not know what to do, but he knows that he needs, like, Ben is ready to get out of here. Paolo's ready to run, too, because they have to get Vyper's mind right if they're ever going to hack into this AI and fix things. And so, as he's doing this, he yells to Hugh, "Grab the dock! We gotta get out of here!" And like gestures at Lad to tell Hugh to like go pick him up and let's boogie.
Okay.
Hugh, you're up.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is resummon my freaking Echo because I want my buddy back. So we'll see who comes up.
Summon L10.
thematic, but not L10. So we see the hologram form into like a very, kind of like a tall, slender Gith woman. And we have Zanaya in front of us. We went from a GIF to a GIF.
Oh, jeez.
I think I've almost gotten all of Brooke's characters. I think Roxy is like one of the only ones left. But yeah, so Zanaya's there and she squares up with her her rapier in front of the attack sentry. And then, yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity attack. Oh, wait, it already used its reaction. Never mind. I will take nothing. And I will go and scoop up Lad in my big beefy arms.
Okay.
Like my little damsel in distress.
You're going to take an opportunity attack.
Didn't it already use its reaction, so it can't?
Oh, yeah, I don't think it gets multiple reactions. I was thinking of a different monster. You're right, it does not. So, never mind.
So I remain at full health.
Paolo ate all the damage like he's done this entire story.
Just gonna scoop up Lad, and I am going to.
I took a full turn of damage.
yeah, you
That's
earned
true.
it.
That's fair. That's a good point.
So yeah, me and Zanaya are gonna scoot in with Lad into the Hummer.
Okay. And you are in. Vyper is in. Everybody's in right now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody's in the Hummer. Lad, it's the end of your turn, and so you can make a wisdom saving throw to try and save.
I have a +8 to wisdom, so
Brother, get out of
theoretically
this.
it should be.
Paolo's
not that
holding
bad,
him. Paolo's
but-
like.
Oh my god.
Lad,
14.
come on.
Lad's still stunned inside of, still stunned inside the vehicle, and you hear Heihachi you hear his voice from the AI sentry. Why do you fight? You know this will all end in your memories being wiped. Why do you fight? We could continue to do this together. Why do you fight for this organic? As it's kind of like this AI sentry that is actually pretty much full health. This still full health, hasn't taken any attacks.
I'm fighting
It is
for
going
my
to
family.
first try and grapple Ben. And oh boy, Ben's totally gonna beat this. He has to.
Come on, Ben.
Yep, he beats it. So unable to be grappled. It is going to do 3 attacks at Ben. Miss, hit, and miss. 2 misses and a hit. And does 17 points of bludgeoning damage to Ben on the hood of his car, and then is going to fly up and around to the back of the car, where you guys are gonna, where Ben is probably going to try and exit to, maybe. And that is its turn. And Ben it is his turn. He is going to speed away from the sentry. So he's going to just start driving and get away from it. The sentry's going to have an attack of opportunity and is going to miss with an 11. And Ben is going to take off, and he's just going to yell over the radio, "Where am I going? Where do I go? What do we do?"
I don't know, man, and I feel really weird about and unethical about giving somebody who's incapacitated drugs, but I'm about to inject some wave into Vyper because we need her awake.
Okay. He is currently pointed to. He's turned and is headed towards the tunnel, out of this, city that is beneath the grass, and he's going to drive that way and get pretty far away from the attack sentry. As he does that, he's going to fire on the attack sentry with his Gatling gun, and is going to miss, just kind of firing wildly as he goes. And he takes off towards the tunnel, and just starts driving as fast as he can, far away from the sentry. The sentry is trying to keep up, but does not have anywhere near the speed to keep up. And he's going through the tunnel pretty fast. You all are there. Go ahead and make those who are still incapacitated. Go ahead and make 3 checks real quick and see if you can get out of the incapacitated as you're driving through this tunnel.
No. Oh my gosh.
So I got a 27 on my second one. So if she hits her third one, I'm gonna give guidance for Vyper's third one.
Oh no.
It was an 8. You know, plus 4.
Your third one?
An 8 plus 4. And then a 2 plus 4 to make it an 8. 6. I mean, I know math.
I think my internet froze there. I was trying to say that if she failed her first 2, Paolo was going to hit her with the wave, which would give her a plus 1d4 on her save and advantage.
The advantage could help.
And you'd have like 2d4 that you're adding with guidance, so
that first roll 2d4 isn't going to help. Here's this advantage. Okay. The 12 plus my natural 4, which is 16, plus a d4.
Plus 2d4.
If it's just for the one roll, right? Or it's just going to be... Okay.
You get one from me and one from Paolo?
That's right.
Oh, okay. So I'm at 16 now, plus 2d4. That's a 21.
You save. You both come to, and you both are able to resist the order from Heihachi. And as you're driving through this tunnel, the three of you who have this light that was glowing from your chest, the light starts to slowly fade. And as it fades, you come to the realization it hits you that your biologic forms have long since passed. That this is 175 years into the future. And you look at your arms, and before where you saw flesh wounds and saw bones and sinew, it's like the veil has been uncovered, and you can see that you are underneath your skin, made of metal, as you drive through this tunnel. And as you exit out through the end, you can see the mutants outside of this tunnel and see more massive forms of mutants that are attacking some of the AI sentries, that are attacking some of the Gatling guns. The railguns can't really rotate this way, but a lot of the machine guns do. And you see some mutants that are in more rank and file positions. It seems rough, but you can tell that there's some intelligence there. And there is this hole in the ground where there are mutants standing there, and they look toward you with this like questioning look, and then one reaches out and you can see it beckon toward you and beckon you into the darkness. And Ben says, "Do we go? Do we go? Do we go?"
He said the city's underground. The only way to get there is to go down.
I'm going! And so he drives into the darkness. And that is where we're going to end this episode of Expedition Untold.
Oh.
Thank you to all the players this week. Mav, Kitty, Landy, and Becca. Their socials can be found in the description. If you want to see the video of the episode, it'll be up on our YouTube Follow us at Talltale Tavern Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you like us, give us one of those good 5-star reviews. Join our Discord too. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zaezar for our artwork. And with that, we will see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.